Good afternoon, everyone. This is Barre. My name is Claire. If you're new to Barre, Barre is a combination of yoga, Pilates, and other traditional strength training workouts, as well as ballet. We focus on targeting specific muscle groups that you usually don't work out during your normal workouts. And now I'm going to read our waiver before we get started. So, in order to make these classes as freely accessible to our participants, we will be using a verbal warning and assumption of risk at the beginning of class. Participation in this online class is voluntary. Physical activity programs may result in injury, and by participating, you assume the risk of that injury that may result from your participation. We strongly recommend that you participate from a space that is suitable for this activity. For example, make sure that you have moved nearby furniture and other potential hazards. If you are participating in a yoga class or a class that involves laying on the ground, we recommend using a mat, or if you don't have one, a carpeted area. Participants are encouraged to stop if they experience pain or injury and should seek appropriate medical advice or care as needed. William & Mary Health and Wellness strongly recommends that each participant have an annual physical examination and follow the advice of your healthcare provider before participating. All right, so with that, we're gonna go ahead and get started. We're gonna start our warm up, just getting our heart rate raised and stretching out a little bit. So standing on your mat, just go ahead and shake out your arms a little bit. Bounce side to side, just letting out the energy from your legs, from your arms, just getting ready for today's workout. And with that, we're just gonna come to a stand and roll your shoulders back, nice deep roll, and then roll them forwards. Just alternating a few times. And forward. Now stretch your head to the side, just a light stretch, stretching out that neck, and the other side. Crossing your arm in front of your chest, making sure to not grab your elbow, but in front of or behind the joint. Just giving it a nice slight stretch and switch. All right, now we're gonna get our heart rate raised. So start with a standing march. So you can keep your hands out in front if you want. I sometimes find that fun. Just to bring your legs up around hip height. And once you feel comfortable, you can bring your arms down and pull down. If you have music going, feel free to do that with the beat. I always enjoy doing that. Right now I'm going to the beat of my own drum. A few more of these, and we're gonna add on. So keeping with our standing march now, we're just going to add a slight oblique twist. So bringing opposite elbow to knee and up. Keeping with the same pace. Just activating those abs a little bit this afternoon. I might say morning. My days are all blending together. I'm sure you all feel the same. Feeling that heart rate go up a bit. And we're gonna finish off this little standing march with some high knees just to get that heart rate going. If you want a low impact version, just keep going with the standing march. And if not, just speed this up a bit. And we're gonna bring our arms out in front of us and do high knees. Slight bounce, but if you wanna keep that low impact, just standing march for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. I'm gonna reposition my mat. Going into second position, we're gonna do a little bit of a plie section before adding on to some squats and then some stretching on the mat. So for second position, you want your feet a little bit more than shoulder width apart, feet turned out, and we're just going to plie, bending our legs and raise. Feeling your legs stretch out and back in, keeping a nice neutral spine, picturing you're sliding up and down a wall. And if you want, you can add some arm movement. Just waking up everything. Some nice plies in second position. Whew. We'll be doing a lot of these today. We'll do 4 more, and then we'll add on. 4, 3, 2, 1. Staying down, now we're just going to stretch our arms and pulse for 1, come to the center, switch arms. Stretch, center. Staying down in that second position, Feeling those legs say hello. Also stretching out your obliques and your arms. Doing it with the beat if you're listening to music. Just feeling that stretch. Whew. We'll do 2 more. Last one. All right, now staying down in second, I'm gonna demonstrate our final move in this position. We're gonna be doing what I like to call ballerina squats. So you're going to come into first position and then jump out into second. So first position, you want a slight turnout with your feet, ankles touching, and you're going to just take a nice breath as I demonstrate for a minute. So coming from here, you're just gonna jump out into second position plie and back to first with a slight bend in those legs, making sure you're not straightened completely. So just get comfortable with that, jumping out and jumping in. Whew. Whatever pace you want. Your arms, you can keep them on your legs or do a little ballet this afternoon. And throughout today's class, if you have any questions, feel free to chat me. You can chat me privately or with the class and I can answer whatever questions you have. We'll do 4 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew. Good job. Coming into a squat position, keeping that heart rate nice and raised. We're gonna have our feet shoulder distance apart. We're just gonna go into a squat. So I'm gonna set you guys up because we'll be doing a few of these during today's class. So feet shoulder distance apart. You're just going to bend your legs, coming down with a nice 45-degree tilt. You want a straight line in your back and a proud chest. When I say proud chest, picture if you have a shirt with writing on, someone could read it. And you want your knees above your ankles, not over your toes. So not a lot of weight on your toes. You can wiggle them if you want. And we're just gonna straighten and lower. Whew. Gaining my breath from those ballet squats. We're just gonna do these for a little bit. Getting comfortable with the movement. Bringing your arms out in front of you every time you go down. And once you feel comfortable with this, we're gonna add on with a similar movement to what we did in the beginning of our warm-up. So when you come up next time, lift one leg, bring it to your opposite elbow and back into squat position and alternate. So elbow, arms in front of you. You do not have to do this fast. It's more the movement, just waking up those muscles. We'll do 4 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming into a squat position, we're gonna finish out this little portion with some curtsy squats. I'm gonna scoot forward so I don't hit the bike behind me. Curtsy squats, you just cross a leg behind the other. So I'm gonna cross my left leg behind my right, keeping my hips squared towards the front and plie. Back to the center, cross my other leg and plie. So feeling that slight difference in the work, coming into a center squat as you alternate. You can keep your arms out in front of you on your hips like this, whatever feels comfortable for you. I'm doing some ballet moves, it seems. We'll do 2 more. Whew. All right, come to a standing position. We're gonna finish up our warm-up on our mat. So coming to the edge of your mat, you're going to shoot your arms out in front of you, flat back, and then curve it, feeling that stretch in your legs, maybe giving them a nice rub, saying hello. Take a moment, give them that stretch, and then once you feel comfortable, walk your hands out into a plank position. For the plank position, you want to make sure your core is engaged, you have a flat back, straight legs, and you don't want to dip your back down towards the ground. So making sure that core is engaged, making a straight line from your shoulder to your wrist. It's important to get this correct right now because we'll be doing this position throughout our workout. So once you feel comfortable here, just alternate between this and downward dog. So shoot those legs back, Feel that stretch in those calves. If you want, you can walk the dog, so bend one foot, then the other, just giving them a nice stretch. Whew. And then alternating, just coming back down into this plank position, and then straighten back up. We're gonna give our legs a little bit more of a stretch, so bring forward that right leg into a runner's lunge. So you want your knee above your ankle again, arms right by your leg. And then for an added stretch, lift that right arm, so the arm of the same foot that's towards the front, for a nice twist. Feeling that stretch in that glute. Lowering it, bringing back that back leg, and just giving it a nice stretch, just a little bit more before we get started. Give your legs a lot of love. All right, and coming back down, bringing your right leg back, and then doing the same thing on your opposite leg. So left leg forward into a runner's lunge, feeling that stretch, lifting your left arm, deepening the stretch, using your breath, and then bring the back leg forward, stretching your legs, coming back down into a plank position. So you can drop to your knees for a second. We're gonna finish up our workout with a few push-ups and then a few plank jacks to transition into our arm section. So to get the correct form for these push-ups, you'll get into a similar position as your plank push-up or your plank position. Straight line from your shoulder to your wrist. You can have your knees on the ground, or you can raise your legs. And we're just gonna bring our arms out to the side for 5 clean push-ups. Lowering your head for 1 and straighten. Lower for 2 and straighten. 3, 4, 5. Staying up, we're just gonna finish with 10 plank jacks. So you can either tap your toe out to the side one at a time, or if you want that added addition, shoot both your legs out for plank jacks for 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Take a moment, regain your breath. We're going to transition into our arms workout now. We're going to start on the mat, then transition into standing using those light hand weights if you would like. We're gonna start back in that push-up position for some tricep push-ups and some downward dog push-ups. Just change things up a bit. I know sometimes push-ups can be tedious, so once you grab some water, coming back into that push-up position, I'm gonna have my knees on the ground for now, up to you if that is something you would like to do as well. So straight line from your shoulder to your wrist. We're just gonna do the same motion of a push-up, but instead of bringing your arms out to your side, you're just gonna hug them towards your chest and raise. This is just gonna work your tricep, which is the back of your arm right here. So we're going to do 2 sets, 10 each, and then 10 pulses down. So I'll walk you through it, starting in a tricep position. So 1, bringing your head down as close to the ground as you can. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and on this 10th one, stay down and pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew. Take a moment, give your arms a stretch. We're doing a lot on our wrists here, so if it's a little too much on your wrists, just come to your knees or just give yourself a break for a minute. Stretch your arms out, stretch your wrists. We're gonna do that for one more time and then transition into a few of downward dog push-ups. So coming back, we're gonna do less this time, 5 tricep push-ups and a 5-second pulse. So coming back into your position, knees on the ground, if you would like. We're going back down for 5. Straighten, 4, 3, 2, 1, pulse down, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew. Good job, everyone. Coming back up, we're going to go into our downward dog push-up and then transition into standing. So get into your downward dog position, go from your plank, sheet your hips back. And in this position, we're going to be doing the same movement of a push-up, but we're going to be doing it from this position. So bringing your arms out to your side, just try and lower your head as close to the mat as you can and straighten. So still working that chest, just a slightly different movement. Whew. Lowering down and straighten. We'll do 5 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew. I am sweating. My arms are saying hello to me this morning. So take a moment, stretch out your arms, face your palm away from you, give it a nice stretch, and switch. Roll out your wrists a bit. That's all we're going to be doing in our push-up portion. So go into standing. If you want to grab those light hand weights, we're going to use those in a minute. First, we're going to do a weightless chest press in a prayer position. So coming in feet shoulder distance apart, you're going to give your legs a slight bend in your knees and bring your hands together touching and your upper arms. So like this, making sure they're nice and tight together. You're going to keep them at shoulder height. You're just going to pulse up. Just slight pulses. When we're doing our pulses throughout today's class, be very cognizant of the movement you're doing. Don't picture it as bouncing. Just picture moving up an inch and down an inch. That'll really make sure you're activating those muscles, really using them instead of momentum. I am feeling it. I don't know about you guys. Whew. We'll do 10 more. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew. Give your shoulders a nice just little turn, little roll. You're going to transition into our portion where if you would like to, you can use your weights. We're going to start with just some light arm circles. So really, if those weights are more than 1 to 2 pounds, I would suggest dropping them for now. Straightening your arms out in front of you, you're going to face your palms towards the ground with your weights in hand if you choose to do so. Just do some small circles. Deliberate movements. And if you're looking for a little bit of an added work, you can go into a second position plie, just to keep that lower body a little bit more activated. And for 4 more, we're going to switch directions with these circles. 3, 2, 1, opposite direction. Whew. Feeling that nice little burn in those arms. Making sure you're connected with your breath. Feel free to drop those weights or stand. We'll do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep those weights up, face your palms up, and you're going to pulse up. Feeling that burn. I know I am. I don't know about you guys. Pulsing up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend those arms slightly, but don't drop them just quite yet. And just start doing some circles with those bent arms, 45 degrees. Whew. Using those shoulders for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. We're going to switch directions for 10. Backwards. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop for a second. Give your shoulders a roll. We're going to come back up and do a little bit more of a bicep curl. So once again, you can use your weights or not. Up to you. This is your workout, your body, whatever feels right for you today. So bringing those arms back out. If you have your weights, you can use them. If not, just really activate those muscles and create tension with yourself, and you'll still get a great workout. So arms out to the side. We're just gonna do some bicep curls, really flexing our muscles this afternoon. You can come down into a plie if you would like, really creating that tension by squeezing in and lower. Whew. My whole arms are screaming. I don't know about you guys. I'm gonna straighten up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew. Take a minute, grab a sip of water. We're going to transition a little bit with our arms section into some movements to focus on our lats and our biceps a little bit more. I call it learning our ABCs. And then we'll focus on our back and our triceps and then move over to the bar. So coming back into a wide stance, you can go into second position plie if you would like. Keep your arms at your sides, hugging your elbows glued to your sides. We're going to learn the alphabet. So I'm going to come into a plie position, holding your weights in front of you if you have them. If not, just creating that tension with your own muscles. You're going to create an M shape. So bring those arms up, keeping your arms glued to your side, and curve down, curve back in, and lower. Picture a nice curved M, kind of like a McDonald's M, as you roll up and down. That's why I call this learning our ABCs. I'm gonna make some shapes. So just really, the speed is not the focus here, it's intentional movement, feeling this in your biceps. My arms are already saying a lot to me right now with all the work we just did before. We'll do a few more and then switch directions and make another shape. We'll do 2, 1 more, 1, and then bring those arms back in. We're just gonna make a W shape. So you're going to keep your arms at your sides and just scoop to the sides, nice curved W. So flipping it upside down. Similar movement, but just slightly working the muscles in a different way. And if you're looking for a little bit of an added work, if you're in this plie position, you can try coming into releve on one foot and then switching. Just moving with your arms. You can do a slight pulse down, lowering that heart rate a bit. I know mine is sky high. We'll do 2 more. 2 and 1. Staying in a plie position, we're going to finish up this section with some lat pull downs and then some work on our back. So keeping your arms at your sides, you're just going to face your arms out and pull in to a plie position and push them out. So I like to picture I have 2 strings or ropes on the ends of my hands, and there's 2 boulders attached to them, and I'm pulling down, creating that tension with my back and up, kind of like a Hercules situation, or any, Greek myth you want to picture. If you had a pencil between the shoulder blades of your back, as you squeeze down, you could hold that pencil there. This is working your lat muscles, which are right here. Big muscle group, important to work out. Do 4 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, finishing up our arms portion, you're going to come out of that second position and into a skier position. My personal favorite, if you've been to any of my classes before. So feet shoulder distance apart. You're going to bend your knees slightly and tilt your body forward at a 45-degree angle with a flat back. You want to look around 3 to 4 feet in front of you, and we're going to create a straight line from our shoulder to our wrist in front of us. And we're going to do a combination working both our back and our triceps. So you're going to pull your arms into your sides, just right here, working your back, and then you're going to extend your arms out into a skier position, working those triceps, and curl in and extend out again. Pull in, extend, and straighten. Once again, picturing that pencil between your shoulder blades, making sure you're not straining your neck, so looking 3 to 4 feet in front of you. Just combining two movements that we usually do in this position into one to work out two different muscle groups. Pull in, extend, and straighten. I like to picture I'm a skier going down the mountain. Even though I've never once skied, I have terrible balance, so it would probably go very poorly for me, but this is like me pretending, you know? We'll do two more, and then we're going to stay in that extended tricep position. Last one, straighten. Keeping out, we're just going to pulse up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Staying up, clap your arms for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Combine pulse up and clap for 8, and clap, and clap. 7, it's hard making a rhythm with this. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. You can drop those weights. That's the end of our arms portion for now. To give ourselves a nice moment to cool down, give our arms a stretch. So cross your arm in front of you, and then bring it to your back, walking your fingers down your back for a nice little stretch. And then alternate. So stretch across, making sure to not grab on that elbow, but above or behind it. And then stretching to your back to walk down. Good job, everyone. We're going to transition into our bar portion. So working our lower body, we do some stuff on the bar and then on the mat. So for your bar, just make sure you grab something that you can lean on. If you don't have anything that will work, just be really cognizant of your space and your balancing when you're doing this. I'm gonna grab a quick sip of water. I hope you guys are enjoying the playlist if you're listening to it. Just music that personally makes me happy. Some of my friends happy too. All right, so now that we have regained our breath a little bit from that arms portion, you're still burning, we're going to transition in to our bar portion of our workout. So we're going to start with one hand on the bar in a first position. So for first position, you just want a slight turn on your legs, ankles touching each other, and we're going to put one arm on the bar. I'm starting with my left hand. We're going to work out both sides of our body, so don't feel that you're going to miss out if you start on one or the other. So first, we're just going to warm up our ankles a little bit. So coming into releve, lift those ankles off the ground, plie, making a nice little diamond shape, lower them back into first, and straighten. Just going this little combination or whatever speed you want to do. This is just warming us up before we go into plie combination, some pulsing again. Bar loves pulsing. It's just the way we are. All right, a few more in this, and then we're going to just switch directions just to give our brain a little bit of workout too. So 2 more, 1 more, and just switching. You're going to start by plieing, then raising your heels, straightening, and then lowering. So just a slightly different little combination, pretty similar mind-body connection, as we like to say in the fitness community. We'll do a few more. 2, last one. All right, staying in our first position, you're going to come into releve, keeping your ankles off the ground, bringing them together so they're kissing, as I like to say, or however you like to picture them, so they're touching. One hand on the bar. We're going to plie and releve. So it's similar to what you're doing while standing flat-footed, but now we're just adding a little bit of an extra work. So you keep your arm on your hip. You're going to lower down, creating a nice diamond shape, and straighten. Oh, I'm feeling this. So all the way down and straighten, making sure you're keeping those heels together For our workouts, especially on the bar, but really throughout anything, if you feel your muscles shaking, that's usually a good thing. It just means they're working extra hard. Mine are shaking right now, and I tend to do bar a lot, so it's completely normal to have your muscles shaking. If they're ever hurting or shaking too much, maybe taking a break is a good idea, but some light shaking and burning is to be expected. We'll do a few more, 4 more, 3, 2, 1. Staying down, we're just going to go halfway up, so mid-range, and all the way down. Halfway up, all the way down. Whew, my muscles are shaking even more so. Making sure you're keeping that form so your ankles are touching, your upper body is raised, maybe engaging that core for 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to stay down and pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Finish with just a few full range, so 4 full range, just to really work out and finish those muscles. 2, 1. Good job. Bringing your feet down, we're going to finish up this little portion with some calf raises. So you're going to invert your first position. So instead of having your feet facing out, you're going to turn them slightly in like this, keeping one hand on the bar and one hand on your hip. You're just going to raise your ankles and lower. Just a little bit of a different workout on your calves. So come into releve and lower, lower. Whew. 4 more. 3, 2, 1. All right, take a moment, regain your breath. We're going to transition into both hands on the bar, and then we're going to finish repeating that plie section on the other side. So really finishing off this workout, right? We're going to have both our arms on the bar. We're going to go into an arabesque. So I'm going to start with my right foot. You can start with either, we'll do both. So bringing your legs straight out in front of you, keeping your hips square, picturing if you have 2 spotlights on them, they're both facing towards your bar. You're just going to have a slight bend in that standing leg, lift, and lower. For these arabesques, really use your upper thigh and your glutes to raise, making sure you're not pitching forward, keeping that upper body nice and static, kind of, just really not leaning forward, using that core and leg to keep everything stationary, and keeping those hips square, picturing those spotlights. We'll do 4 more, and then we're going to add on. So 4, 3, 2, 1. Staying up, we're going to draw some small circles with our leg. Just picturing if you had a pencil on your toe, small circles. Does not have to be very high. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch directions, keeping that leg up. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Keeping it up, we're going to draw some rainbows now with our pencil on our foot. So crossing your leg behind your standing leg, raising, and bringing it out. So a nice rainbow shape. Whew. I am feeling it in my standing leg especially. Completely normal. It is working to keep your body stabilized. We're going to do 4 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a moment, stretch out. We're going to finish up with some hamstring curls. So keeping that leg bended, raising that leg in front of you. Now you're going to flex your lifted foot. You're just going to curl in and straighten. Curl in and straighten. Whew. Keeping a slight bend in that standing leg is important. Making sure you're not locking the leg. 4, 3, 2, 1, keeping that leg bent at a nice 45, 90-degree angle. You're just gonna pulse up, picturing your bottom of your foot is kicking something up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew, lower down, take a minute, grab some water if you want. I am sweating. I like to always share that with you guys when I'm sweating, just so you know we're all in this together. We're gonna switch to our opposite leg. So for me, that is my left leg. That can be your right leg for you, whatever one you just were not using. Whew. Take a minute, regain your breath. Both hands on the bar. You're gonna have a slight bend in that standing right leg and straightening your left leg out, picturing spotlights on your hips, stoic upper body. Going to raise that left leg in arabesque and lower. Very deliberate, not pitching forward, keeping that bend in that standing leg. Raise and lower. It's not the height that matters here. It's them using your muscles is all that's important. It does not have to be very high. Now, when I was in ballet class, I always said, make it very high, but I've never been that flexible, admittedly so. So I like bar because it's not about flexibility. It's more about working some muscles. I'm going to keep raising for 4, 3, 2, 1. Keeping that leg up, do the circles. So picturing that pencil on your toe, drawing a circle, keeping your upper body nice and proud, tall, for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch directions. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keeping up, drawing our rainbow now. So cross with your standing leg, tap, raise, and come out. Keeping that slight bend in your standing leg. Make sure you're not pitching forward. Saying this to remind myself too. We all need some reminders. Oh, my standing leg after doing that work on the other side is shaking. Do a few more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take a minute. Give yourself a slight break in that standing leg. And then stretching your leg out behind you, we're going to do some of those hamstring curls. So straightening out, flex your lifted leg and curl in and out. Keeping that standing leg slightly bent. Curling in, bringing it towards your glute and out. Bringing in and out. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Pulse up, so 45-degree tilt. Pulse up like you're kicking towards the ceiling. 8 more seconds. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew. Take a minute. My legs are shaking like a leaf. That's an interesting term because I've never really seen like leaves shake so much. But anyway, I digress. Sorry for the tangent. Taking a minute, bringing your leg out, stretching that calf, and bringing in, and stretching out. All right, we're going to finish up our portion of our bar with a repeat of our plie portion. We're going to do it slightly condensed, but same movements just to finish it up. So switching arms, I'm going to move my bar so I can keep facing you all. You're going to have your different arm on the bar. Lift your feet, bring your ankles together so they're kissing, and you're just going to do our plie set. So all the way down and straighten and straighten. By now, your legs are nice and warm, so I don't know about you, these feel slightly easier in a way for me. Maybe it's because my muscles are warm, but also totally normal if is not feeling as easy, because we just did a lot of work. Now I'm feeling it. 4 more, and then we're going to do that mid-range. 3, 2, 1, all the way down, and you're just gonna go halfway up. All the way down, halfway up. Picturing your zipper and zipping halfway up and all the way down. If you want, you can test your balance. I'm going to rest on the bar a little bit, but feel free to do whatever you need today. So 4 more. 3, 2, 1. We're gonna pulse down for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Finish with 4 full range. So straightening all the way up and all the way down. 3, 2, 1. Good job, everyone. That finishes our standing bar portion. We're going to finish up our lower body on the mat and then do our core and cool down. I'm going to grab a quick sip of water. I recommend you do so too. It's important to stay hydrated throughout our warm-up or workout. Taking a moment to regain your breath. I know I am. So we're going to finish up on the mat, do some core work, and then we'll do our cool down. Please stay for the cool down if you have the time. Very important to stretch those muscles after a workout, just as important as the rest of your workout. All right, so coming down onto your side, we're just gonna do a quick little finisher with our legs. So having a slight bend in your arm, resting your head, you can keep your right arm in front of you, stacking your legs on top of each other. You can have your bottom leg bent, and we're going to straighten that left leg with a flexed foot. We're just gonna lift and lower. Making sure your hips are stacked on top of each other, not opening up, leaning back. Really just feeling that on your side of your glutes. Nice raise and lower. If you guys are listening to the playlist, I don't know where you guys are at because I can't listen along, but hope you're enjoying it. Some new, some old. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Keeping your leg hovering a bit, just going to bring it down to the side and raise. And then come back in and raise vertically. So just a slight raise in front of you and then on top of you, kind of. So raise, bring in, and raise. 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Keeping that leg out, you're going to now twist your foot so your toe is facing towards the ground. So it's just slightly turned in. And you're just going to raise and lower. So slightly in front of your body. I am always amazed by this move. It is so much harder just with that slight turn down. Just working your muscles in a bit of a different way. Using this arm to stabilize you. Feeling that burn for 4, 3, 2, 1. Bringing your legs out stacked on top of each other. We're going to finish up on this side and then switch over to our other. So feet stacked on top of each other, making a little bit of a clam shape. You want them slightly in front of you. You can have your head laying down on the ground or raised, whatever is most comfortable for you. You're just going to open up like a little clam and close. Keeping your hips stacked on top of each other, not opening up. You can rest your hand on your hip if you want. And if you're looking for a little bit of an added workout, you can just lift your toes off the ground and continue to open. Keeping your hips stacked on top of each other, just working those glutes in a little bit of a more intense way. Picturing a mermaid, merman on the shore. You know, nautical theme. It's the summer. Recently watched Pirates of the Caribbean, so that's why I'm picturing this for 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. We're going to switch over to our other side and finish up our lower body and then go into our core. So whatever side you were not just on, laying down, once again, you can lay flat on the ground or You can cushion your head. I kind of like to do it this way also so you guys can see me a bit more. Bottom leg slightly bent, top leg straight, foot flexed, and just start lifting. Making sure those hips are stacked on top of each other as you lift. Not opening up. Slight raise and lower. It's amazing how slight little changes in how you position your muscles with these movements can really drastically change where it fits in your body. And how it works your muscles. That's what I always love about barre, Pilates, and yoga. Really intentional with your muscle movements. We'll do 4 more here. 4, 3, 2, 1. Adding on, you're going to bring your legs straight out in front of you, lift, and lift. So on a 45-degree angle in front of you. It's my favorite degree, it seems, because I keep using that. It's all of our movements today. Ooh, I'm feeling that a little bit more on this side than you guys, which is totally normal. Your sides are different in all your body, whether you're doing core or leg work. Usually it's going to feel different depending on what side you're doing. We do 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Turning that leg straight out in front of you. Slight toe tilt towards the ground and lift for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lowering down, we're going to do our clam and then transition into our core workout. So legs stacked on top of each other, knees touching. We're going to open up and close. And if you would like, for that added addition, lift your toes off the ground and lower. You can use that hand to stabilize you. Kind of like to keep it on my hips just to feel how they're stacked and not opening up. 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew. Take a moment to breathe. That finishes up our lower body. I know we worked those really hard. I'll make sure to give you some nice stretches as we transition into our cool down. But first, we're going to transition into our core section, just making sure I'm on track with where we are, which I am. So coming onto a plank position, you're going to do some toe taps. So slightly different from how we were doing them you might do them in mountain climbers. You're going to come up into this position and bring your knee in towards your nose, curving your back slightly to bring it towards your leg and straighten out, not letting that toe touch the ground. Curl in, knee almost touching nose, and straighten. Letting your breath guide you as you do so. 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming down, we're going to do 10 on our opposite leg, and then we'll transition out of our plank because I know we've been doing a lot on our wrists today. So bringing your knee in, curving that back, nose almost touching knee, and straighten your leg out, not letting it touch the ground. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming down off those wrists. That always really works out your whole body as we shift onto our back. So coming on to our back, we're going to do some cross leg holds. So flattening your back on the ground, letting the curve of your spine touch the ground, making sure there's no room in between your lower back and the ground. You're going to crunch up a little bit, curving your core, really engaging it as you look up in between your legs. And you're going to straighten your left leg and bring your right knee in and hold. And then hold for 2 more and switch, keeping that right leg slightly lifted off the ground and switch. And we're going to increase the pace. If you're feeling a slight strain in your neck, feel free to make a slight bucket with one hand. I have some neck strain sometimes. We're gonna do 4, 3, 2, 1. Bringing your legs up into a tabletop position now. We're going to do some pendulums. I think these are fun. So bring your arms out to your sides to help you balance, feet together, knees touching in a tabletop position above your hips. You're going to bring both your legs slightly to the side, tilting, letting your hip come off the ground, but not going all the way down, stopping when you feel your shoulder about to lift up, making sure they're both on the ground, and come to the center. And you're just going to go to the opposite side. So using that core to stop, to lower them slowly, stop, and curl back in. This is being on our lower abdomen, making sure those shoulders are glued to the ground, and straighten. Down, and straighten, and straighten. We'll do 4 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job bringing your knees together. A quick hug. And we're going to extend your arms out, keeping your chest lifted. You're going to curl out and curve in, finishing off our core here. So next time you extend out, keeping your arms out, you're going to curl in again. We'll do 4 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lowering your back onto the floor again. We're going to finish off our core with some butterflies. So lowering your legs down as much as you can. The more you lower them, the more of a workout it's gonna be. We're going to lower and do 20 seconds of butterflies. So ready, finishing up our workout strong together. Here we go. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew. Bringing your legs in, hugging them together. We're going to transition into our cool down now. So taking a moment, regaining your breath as you hug your legs in. Now extend your left leg out, keeping your right leg in as you hug it. Roll your ankle, and then roll it the opposite way. Regaining your breath. Pushing your leg that's curled in across your body for a nice twist. You're going to lower it towards the ground, keeping your shoulders glued to the ground and looking in the opposite direction. Feeling that stretch, breathing in, deepening it. And curl back in. Switch legs. So left leg curled in now. Roll that ankle. And then roll it the opposite direction. Now bringing your leg across your body towards the ground, keeping your shoulders glued, and turning your head in the opposite direction for a nice deep stretch. Stretching. Coming back into the center, bringing both your legs in. You're going to do a happy baby stretch, one of my favorites. So bringing your legs curled out, you're going to grab your heels with your hands with your legs in a nice bend, so like a happy baby. And you're just going to roll slightly to the right and to the left. Feeling the stretch in your legs, opening up a bit, breathing in, slight rocking. All right, now shooting your legs straight out, we're going to slowly roll up. So straightening your legs, your arms, bringing your arms up, curving your head and your spine, vertebra by vertebra, stacking on top of each other into a seated position. Bringing your legs into a butterfly, so feet glued together in front of you. Start with a flat back. Nice straight stretching the face towards you. If you want, slightly rocking those feet up and down, flapping those wings, as we like to say. And then shooting your arms straight up, rolling them over in front of you for a nice stretch. You don't, like I said, I'm not flexible. I am not that far down, but walking your hands for whatever it's comfortable for you to deepen that stretch. Breathe in, breathe out. Maybe with your next breath, going a little bit deeper, walking your hands a little bit further in. One more. Breathe in and exhale. Coming out of a butterfly position, onto your feet, standing up however you like. We're going to transition into our standing. So rolling your legs up, nice and straight. I want you to rock your head yes, and then no. Yes and no. And now cross your hands together with each arm holding your elbow like this, and just drape down and do some slight swings. Swing to your right and swing to your left. Feeling that added stretch in your legs, letting your neck go limp. Bringing your arms straight out, rolling up again. Vertebra stacking on top of each vertebra of your spine, then your shoulders, and then your head. All right, facing towards the camera, stretching across your body, feeling that stretch. Bring your arms straight out in front of you, facing your palm away, and stretching. Switching across, and then stretching. Stretching to your left, crossing your arm over your body, feeling that stretch in your core, and then stretching over. Finishing with a roll of your head just in front of your body, not all the way around, just a slight roll. And finishing, bringing your arms to your heart center and doing 3 deep breaths in and out, just thinking about what you just did, thanking your body, thanking yourself for being here today. So breathe in, exhale. Last one. Thank you so much for joining today.